Reporter Maageketla Mohlabi is stationed. Maageketla, what is happening at the UJ?
A very good morning to you, Desiree. As you can see behind me, this is the lab called Extended Call Center at the University of Johannesburg's Kingsway campus. This is where online registrations or applications, even admissions, are being done. So over 90 student assistants lined up since this morning about 7 a.m. I understand that almost 10,000 calls have been made in terms of online registrations for late applications, of course, and also almost 5,000 calls have been made for those students that want to be part of this university. At this stage, we understand that there's a lot of traffic online. Of course, you will understand that since 2012, more especially, you understand that that year a casualty happened at this university during a stampede, and of course, that's when students were lined up outside the university trying to register. But of course, to prevent such incidents, the university managed to move on to the online applications for all the students. But obviously, to tell us more about that, we need to be joined by the University of Johannesburg's registrar, Professor Kante Becker. Thanks so much for your time indeed. We are just from the release of grade 12 results 2018. Since then, what's been happening here?
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity, and let me also congratulate the class of 2018. Well done. So when the matric results were released on Thursday, we started with our matching process, comparing now the grade 12 results of those applicants that have applied last year to the university. And so during the weekend, we have informed the applicants. They've received via SMS and via letter either a confirmation of their status to say that you have now a place, or a decline letter, unfortunately. Some of them received that, and then also waiting list. And so today, this morning, we've opened our late inquiry system early morning, and there's already more than, well, close to 9,000, actually, I've just confirmed, inquiries that came in via our online system. And then, as you pointed out, there's already close to 6,000 just call-ins to the call center as well, also about late inquiries. Now, what is the late inquiry system about? It is a system that if you just enter your ID, then the programs that we still have space available for which then a candidate qualifies will open. So it's a very simple process. The system actually does the matching then on behalf of the applicant, and then you will receive information on how to either apply then late or even to move your qualification. For example, those that have received decline or those that have received waiting list, I think even for the waiting list, it's safer to go onto the system and to see what other options, just as a fallback, and we've also opened our registrations, online registrations this morning, and it's going well. But there are queues. It's always the first 2 days that we have queues. Even if they've received the necessary information, some of them are anxious, if they've received waiting lists. So we are working with the queues now, and the message that we give there to those standing in the queues is go and use our late inquiry system.
And I understand some of these students are actually heeding the call to actually apply online. But obviously, Professor, you and I know that there are those students, let's say deep in the rural village of Eastern Cape or even Limpopo, they don't have that money to go to the internet cafe. They don't have that money for taxi fare. What do you say to them? What are they supposed to do?
Yeah. I think for the online system, first of all, those that are in rural areas that don't have necessary access, I think that's exactly why we have the online system. Because just imagine that someone had to come now all the way and maybe arrive too late. So the online system is very friendly to use, and even with our applications. Now, our applications that closed last year, September, we had 130,000 applications. And 98% of those were online. So we feel that the online processes are in place. But if someone then doesn't have internet access, they can call in. So via our call center, over 100 operators here, we take them through that same process.
One can argue that you still have money to make calls, and obviously you will have to wait and understand there's traffic here to actually to assist those students that are calling as well as those that are actually applying online. But how long is this process going to take place for?
We have up till Friday that the system is open. At Friday then we will assess whether all the few places that we still have available have been taken up, because we can only see if places have been taken up now that registration has started, and it has only started this morning. So by Friday we will assess which programs may still have some open places, and then we may have it open for a day or two longer, but we will post, of course, on social media and on our web all information that is needed.
I think it's every student to actually see themselves at the universities, and obviously, as you said, some are actually queuing up out there. What is your message to those that may not even make it to the universities?
Yeah, now I think there will be those that don't make it, because every year with those that didn't or that were not successful last year, that pool of potential applicants is growing, because it's now the new grade 12s as well as those that previously wrote but didn't get in. So my advice is they must consider, please, also other options. A university is not the only option. There are TVET Colleges, there's even short learning programs. There may be a need to just better a mark in one of the subjects. Mathematics is a typical example, which is a requirement for engineering. And sometimes with good marks, but a maths mark that is not good enough. So explore those options and make use of this year, and then apply next year online. But I would really also say, please consider the TVET Colleges. There are very exciting courses that are open there as well.
Prof, thanks so much for your time. Desiree, that's probably the call that can be made by the institution of higher learnings outside. Of course, we understand that many of these students really want to get their foot at the universities, but the message here is clear. You can also have space at colleges, and I think higher education and training department as well has also emphasized on that message. But at this stage, it's actually a hive of activity online, on phones as well, as you can see. So they are trying their best to help those students that want to see themselves here. And of course, as she mentioned, that this process will take place until this Friday, so that every student can get their space at the university.
Maageketla Mohlabi is at the University of Johannesburg. Earlier we spoke to Mike Maringa, who was at the University of